Hey guys, it's Rick, and I'm trying something different this month. Calling it Never Watch November. So, what I've done is I've decided that I'm only going to watch films that I've never seen. So, with that in mind, dipping in my collection, the first thing I watched was Doctor Who in the Daleks. This is a Peter Cushing starring as Doctor Who. Uh, Very bright, very colorful, good film. You see elements of the Doctor Who series. The TARDIS is there, the Daleks there. They look slightly different. He's got companions with him, friends, family. It's not bad. It doesn't really adapt the series well, but it's. I think it's more of a focus on the Daleks, who at that time were incredibly popular. Didn't do well in the United States because nobody knew much about Doctor Who. But I mean, I don't mind it. So I mean, I thought it was a pretty good sci-fi show. I followed that up with Daleks Invasion Earth 2150 AD, a sequel, and it's exactly like it says. They go into the TARDIS, they end up in the future, and in the future, the Daleks have taken over the Earth. How? We don't know, because they look to have been destroyed in the sequel, but I guess somehow there were some more out there. Again, not a bad film. Peter Cushing isn't in this as much. They kind of had to work around him. He got sick during production. But still, it's a it's a pretty good sequel. It didn't do as well as the first one, so there never was a third one. All right, followed up with a little bit of Disney with Bedknobs and Broomsticks. I'd never seen this, starring Angela Lansbury. It's about a witch trying to, or a wannabe witch trying to become a witch, and World War II is happening. So the unfortunate part is they're shutting down the Witch Institute, where she was being instructed, where she goes to finish up the last part of the instruction. Meets the man who runs it. Turns out it was out of an old spell book. He was kind of mixing up some spells. And it is a musical, which normally turns me off. But the end sequence really pulled me in. It actually won an Academy Award for Best Special Effects. And so I would highly recommend watching it, if nothing for the end sequence. All right. Wanted something a little short to watch, and I watched Saludos Amigos, which is the shortest Disney animated film, and only like 45 minutes. So it's basically a tour through South America, short cartoons. There's a goofy cartoon. There's a one about a plane. It's not bad. And you've got intercuts of live action and then going into animation. I mean, 45 minutes, it's painless. I didn't mind it. After that, I watched James and the Giant Peach. James and the Giant Peach, why it's got some really good animation. It's made by the same team that did Nightmare Before Christmas. You'll kind of see Jack Skellington in here as a pirate. It's okay. It's good for a one-time watch. I don't think it's anything I would ever come back to. All right. Next, we have Hercules and the Captive Women, also known as Hercules. Goes to Atlantis, if I'm not mistaken. But it's a first appearance of Ray Park as Hercules. I like these Swords and Sandals films. I'd watched the original one with Steve Reeves, Hercules and Hercules Unchained, many years ago. Really enjoyed it. Got those on DVD. This one, it's pretty fun little flick. Little, 95 minutes. Decent action in it. Rubber monsters. They look hokey. I mean, you know what you're getting when you get into this style of film. They're fun. So I didn't mind that one. And for that, watch The Brain from Planet Eris. This is about a couple of scientists that or some Geiger counters start going off in some areas. They go to investigate and are cornered by this evil brain monster, which kind of give you an idea. It looks right there. Who can inhabit bodies. So he inhabits one of the scientist's bodies. And there's another brain that actually comes to hunt down this one, which is good. John Agar is the star. You know, he did a lot of horror movies, B movies, 50s and 60s, and so forth. I really enjoyed it. Especially for one I've never seen in that era. I'd heard about it, but never seen it. You know, this looks like this would be right for something like for Mystery Science Theater, but I don't think they ever got this one. At least not that I'm aware of. But I really enjoyed it. I mean, that was one of the funnest one out of this bunch that I watched. Definitely for that 50s style that I enjoy. Now, and the last thing I ended up watching, I had seen this, but I'm saying that I've never seen it because I had no memory of it. I was young when I saw it, so it didn't resonate. Maybe a scene, and I watched Blade Runner. And it's one of the most visually appealing films I've ever seen. So it really pulled me in. I really liked the world, the backgrounds, the effects, the shadows. I mean, a very Norrish film. I mean, it's got voiceovers. I mean, dark in places. It just feels like a really great tribute to that. Well, liking it that much, afterwards I immediately watched the final cut, which is the director's approved version of it. I didn't enjoy this one. I mean, he made it, the film is brighter. There is no narration in it anymore because apparently Ridley Scott, the narration was forced on him and the ending was changed. There are a couple of deleted scenes that are added back in that I didn't mind. Most of them brief, but nothing that really changes the film. But I think my personal favorite cut between the two has got to be the theatrical. Now, I might watch some of those others another day, but overall, it was kind of good to revisit this. Oh, there is one more film that I forgot to mention because I didn't physically own this one. A buddy of mine had brought it and I'd never seen it. And it's called Moonrunners. Moonrunners came out in shot in 73, but not released in 1975. And it is basically the Dukes of Hazzard in film form, what it was based off of. You have the Balladeer. You've got the Boar's Nest is there. You got Roscoe P. Coltrane. They're not, the boys are called the Hags, not the Dukes. You see elements of what will become the Dukes of Hazzard. I mean, it's a very gritty film. It's got, I believe it was James Mitchum, which is Robert Mitchum's oldest son, is one of the leads. Nobody else you'd really know. Actually, I take it back. You do see a couple members from Dukes of Hazzard cast in the film. I mean, it's neat to see. I enjoyed it for what it was worth. But, I mean, you can see how it completely evolved. Like, there's no Daisy Duke in here. There's a female character that became Daisy. Uncle Jesse's here. I mean, the boys are cousins. So, elements are there. You could see where they took it and then reshaped it to become a TV show that was beloved by many. So, I mean, well, that's it, guys. This is my first step through Never Watch November. I really enjoyed the movie so far. Been good. There hasn't been any duds. Some, like, I think the most disappointing thing out of this stack for me is probably James and the Giant Peach. Okay. But other than that, solid movies. All right, guys, take care and go watch something you've never seen.